are in the worst situation
Yeah,
out of
they are in a bad
anybody. Like
situation.
to be number two, to and to be in a situation where there is no clear cut number one. Well, there is a clear cut number one quarterback, but
Yeah, he's
there's
hurt.
no clear cut number two quarterback.
I
Man,
mean,
And
was he even a one though?
no, I'm
I,
talking about as far as the draft itself and
No,
the quarterbacks in this class. I mean, after Cam Ward, you're Cleveland. You're in a
it's a wild
situation
card.
where,
whew,
yeah, but think about it. If you're Cleveland, because we're gonna go through it, but if you're Cleveland right now, you're in a situation where you had the NFL's worst offense last season.
yeah,
They had a streak of was it? They had like 10. I think they scored 10 touchdowns from the line of scrimmage over a 14 game span, which was almost historically bad,
yeah,
almost as bad as that Ravens team that won the Super Bowl. Oddly enough, but yeah, the offense is so bad, and you
yeah,
need so much offensively. But there's nobody that you can really justify them staying there at number two and taking offensively.
yeah,
Honestly, unless you want to go with an offensive lineman, and none of those offensive linemen are worth the number two overall pick. So everybody
yeah,
says, well, just take Abdul Carter. Okay, so you have the league's worst offense, and you're going to double down at edge rusher. And you just gave the largest contract in history to this guy right here. It would almost make more sense to take the
What up, Ralph?
defensive tackle, like
What up?
in Mason Graham, and provide that interior pass rush. But I understand the defensive tackle isn't as sexy in that situation. But yeah, the Browns, man, this is a rough situation for them to be in at number two
Yeah,
because you don't
What
even
about
want to put a quarterback in that situation
well,
right
what about
now.
Travis Hunter?
For them,
Yeah,
how does he make them better?
well, he can play receiver and quarter, but they need some
But
help.
we discussed, but we listen, we discussed him months ago. Like we felt he was another guy where if the level of success he was going to see was going to be all predicated off of where he went and how they nurtured him and what they had around him. He doesn't need to go somewhere like Cleveland where they're going to view him as some kind of savior,
Well, let
or
me ask you.
Carolina somewhere.
Let me ask you, who's the second best quarterback in this year's draft?
good question.
I'm going to
Damn good.
say Shador Sanders.
Okay, well then at that point, you might have to draft him because who's their quarterback right now? Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, but and you want to draft another Kenny Pickett, not to call Shador that, but I just feel like if you're so unsure after Cam Ward about the quarterback position, the rest of this class, why would you take a gamble at number two?
Well, here's the thing though. This team has several needs, and that's why they're picking where they're picking, right?
True.
So looking at everything right on the table, I mean, what need kind of you know, is more important than the rest? And obviously, quarterback is a huge need, right? If you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to win too many football games, right? We don't know if Shador's good. Jury's
The
still kind of
Browns,
out on
listen,
him.
the Browns ain't winning too many football games next year anyway. Whether
Well,
Shador's the quarterback or Kenny Pickett's the quarterback.
for Stefanski and Andrew Barry's sake, they better because I think if they have another rough year, they're both gone, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So if you're Cleveland, you're going to make a bad situation even worse. So you're
Well,
going to
how do
fire
we know it's gonna be
Stefanski.
bad? Well,
Yeah,
come on. I'm
That
telling you,
current team right now,
to me, if they have another down season, Kevin Stefanski's probably gone, and so is Andrew Barry.
during the season, I think during the season, he gonna be let go. You know what I'm saying? If they have a bad start, a 1-5 start, yeah. I'm surprised they didn't fire him this year. You know what I'm saying? I really am. But
look
yeah,
how bad the dude been handcuffed though.
yeah. If I had to, I'm just telling y'all, man. If I had to take a quarterback right now, like you said, Cam Ward is clearly, I think, the best. I think Jackson Dart is right there with Shadur Sanders. I do. I'm gonna give the nod to Sanders because I see more of him playing. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't watched a lot of tape on Jackson Dart at all. You know what I'm saying? But I did watch Shadur Sanders because couldn't help it because he was on every week. But a terrible offensive line at Colorado. You know what I'm saying? But he does have that it is like a knack for making the big play. Obviously he will turn the ball over. You know what I'm saying? That's a given for a young quarterback, but I just think that he does have some intangibles that I do like. He can slide the pocket. He does have a strong arm. You know what I'm saying? He did play, high level team. But when they played BYU, I think it was later on in the season. I want to say when they played BYU, he just wasn't like he didn't look comfortable, man. And I think for that to be his last game, a bowl game, he didn't really have a good showing, man. And I always feel like in college you got to go out. If you don't go out with a bang, win a championship or something like that, I do think you got to have a good showing just for your own mental. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you that guy. But I think that Shadur Sanders had a lot of stuff going on around with him. So those pressures are a lot, man. To handle, especially when you're a young man like him. So I like Shadur Sanders. I'm gonna give him a nod over Jackson Dart. But I'm glad I wouldn't have to take quarterback, man, in this draft because there's no clear cut guy. You know what I'm saying this year to me. So
Would we say that we're on agreement? We all agree that Tennessee is going to draft Cam Ward, quarterback
yeah,
in Miami.
oh yeah,
Right.
yep.
Okay. This is where the dominoes are going to fall with this pick. Depending what the Browns do, this is how the draft's going to end up going, because there might be players that might be falling down, right? So to me, again, we're going back to what the Browns need a lot, right? But to me, you're going to have to draft a quarterback just because of the position you're
Well,
in.
you could be in a situation where Sanders falls right to the Raiders because
Or do you feel like this team can trade down?
the Raiders or the
Or-
Browns.
No, the Browns. The Browns.
I don't think anybody's really breaking their necks to move up to 2 to take anybody unless it's Abdul Carter.
I think
I
he's
think
going too.
I think Abdul Carter is the one player after Cam Ward. Now, if somehow we get the biggest shock and it, well, no, I can't really call it the biggest shock in NFL draft history because I think the Reggie Bush draft, where Reggie Bush was like the unanimous number 1 overall pick leading up to the night before the draft when we heard Mario Williams was gonna be the pick. Unless we have something like that happen, I'm pretty sure Ward goes number 1. But if let's say Ward doesn't go number 1, now all hell may break loose.
Mm-hmm.
Now you may have teams try to move up
to
to
get them
2.
guys. Yeah.
But
Well,
yeah, but
all hell still can break loose at
well,
2.
listen.
Mhm.
All right, so Kendall says I think it's more pressure on the Giants than the Browns. I'm gonna disagree with that because the Giants got flexibility. Because you can look at the signings of Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston 2 different ways. Either they said we're gonna punt on the quarterback position for 2025 and we'll revisit this next offseason, or we're gonna get 2 veterans in the building, 2 security blankets, and we're going to still draft the quarterback. They could still draft Shadur Sanders or whoever they wanted to draft at that spot. I don't think they will. I honestly think at that spot, the Giants probably figure, listen, we got one of the better front sevens in football, defense overall. We got Malik Neighbors, a difference maker on offense at wide receiver. We got Tracy, the running back, who turned out to be a late round stud last year. We got 2 veteran quarterbacks. We can win off what we got if we just add one more impact player. So the Giants could stay there, take an offensive lineman. The Giants could stay there, take an edge rusher. Abdul Carter would be what? An abundance of riches. You add Abdul Carter to Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yeah.
And listen, that also gives them flexibility to not re-sign Thibodeau if they choose not to.
Yeah,
So I think the Giants got flexibility. They don't necessarily have to take a quarterback at that spot.
I think Shadur gonna wind up. I think he's gonna wind up right there with Fidel. I think
the Raiders.
I think the Raiders gonna take him. I really do.
Not at 6.
I think 2 things you can book it. I think him to Vegas, and I keep saying I think Ashton Genty going to the Bears, man. I think those are the 2 locks of the first. If I had to, I'm gonna place a matter of fact.
No, we can't.
I'm gonna place a wedding draft night. I'm really gonna feel good about it. I'm gonna feel that good about it.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Trey Fan Man, want to get this comment says all it takes for 2-time coach of the year is to sign the worst quarterback contract in league history, and his career is over. Not for long.
Well, I'm not saying it's over, but I'm saying it might be over in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, I think if he gets let go out of Cleveland, he'll be head coaching somewhere next season. That final season.
Well, I mean, isn't this the same team that didn't want to re-sign Joe Flacco in the offseason last year?
Yeah.
No, I think that was a mistake.
Fidel, we talked about this when the last season when they treated Baker as bad as they treated Baker, and it was
We talked
karma.
about it.
And we said that this was not going to end well for them.
Oh, it's karma for a lot of different reasons that we know about,
Yeah,
right? They've
for
mishandled
years
a
and
lot of
years.
different people, players,
Yeah.
coaches for years now. So everything they're receiving is, because they earned it.
Yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, I just think that I tend to agree with Fidel. You know what I'm saying? If I think all hell gonna break loose, man. I really do think that um every year we see it. Every year somebody gets falls in love with a said player and makes a move up. 4 or 5 spots to get a certain player, you know what I'm saying? Or like you say, the quarterbacks, somebody it might be a total wild card here that we're not even thinking about that's gonna go. This feels like the year to me, like when remember when Mitch Trubisky got drafted, the year Kristen Ponder got drafted, you know what I'm saying? It's just been guys that obviously wasn't first round picks. You know what I'm saying? But like Fidel said, sometimes you're forced into drafting, especially a quarterback. I think that's the only one that people reach for. You know what I'm saying? And try to feel like you're obligated to do it. And just what Walt said with the Giants, I think that the Giants are doing it right because, like you said, one of those two guys should be able to start. You know what I'm saying, for the Giants if they don't
With a
like it.
good defense, a
Yeah.
running game, a Malik Neighbor, some other guys in
Yeah.
the NFC East, they
but
should be able to compete a little bit and maybe get to a wild card. That's what I would be thinking
but
if I'm
Yeah.
the Giants signing both of those dudes.
but do you guys honestly think that both these quarterbacks are going to be on the roster? When it's
I
week
think
one.
so.
Yeah, I think so. Brian Dable, just like Stefanski, I think he's coaching for his job, man. You know what I'm saying? So I think he was,
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Look. I mean, one can make the argument that he should have been
yep,
gone this year, this
absolutely. So I
offseason,
think he,
Yeah.
along with
I mean,
Joe
yeah,
look at the
he
Shane.
Raiders
wants
and the
to.
So,
additions they're making. Like
Mhm.
the Pete Carroll's there to win. He's not there to play around and punt for next draft.
well, yeah, he's like 105 years
Yeah,
Oh,
old.
man.
He ain't got time to
yeah,
waste, man. We got to win.
yeah.
Early
Win
What
now.
if?
eight.
No, I feel what Kendall's saying. Like, but what if? Again, I think that what if the Raiders? I seen Super Bowl Cartier said the same thing about Genty. I think what if the Raiders traded up? What if they get Froggy or Squirrely and trade up 3 spots to get Sador Sanders? I mean,
They should have traded up last year to get Michael Penix,
yeah,
but that's
yeah,
gone,
and I can
right?
see them probably
So
doing it again. You know what I'm saying? Like you
Or
said,
I
CJ
I
Stroud
think
a couple
yeah,
years ago.
or
yeah.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, but Josh McDaniels don't
Yep.
want to do it.
And
Yeah.
this year, this is gonna be
Yep.
the year for Dale. I think they do it, man. I mean, you're way more close to the situation in Vegas than I am, but
Well,
man, it's
yeah.
like.
Well, look,
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
last year, last year, Brock Bowers, best tight end in the
Mm.
draft, dropped to them because I mean, a lot of people were thinking he was going to be gone by the time the Raiders
Yeah.
picked, right? And then the Falcons drafted Michael Penix, and it was like, all right, well, best available player. This might be the same kind of situation here when they're picking at 6.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just think, and then we talk about the Lions here, man. Just stay the course. One thing Brad does is feel. I think he checks the temperature of the room. I think on draft night, and I think that if he's hearing A, B, and C, I do think that Brad Holmes does have a good strategy when it comes to first round picks. I really do. I think that it could be a number. I remember I told Walt maybe a month ago. I think I texted Walt and told him Tyler Booker was going to be the pick. Or, book it. You know what I'm saying? I was saying something stupid like that. But I think that now, me and Walt was talking earlier today. I think, man, it's a number of guys now. I think that it could come down to. I don't think it's just one guy. I think that obviously they got a board. He's got a board. We're talking about the Lions. Um, I don't know, man. It's like this is really a walker, like you said, because you don't know, boy, how far you want to
It's
rip.
rough when there's
Not,
no concrete first round quarterbacks like that. So now that means every other position is an arms race.
yeah. What I'm saying is, like you said, well, what if? Okay, do you think it's more important than and then for that? I'll ask you for your team. I ask you for the Raiders the same
Mm.
question. Like, is it? important to get the position that you need, the position that you need, okay, are you getting, is that going to be the first player you draft? Meaning, let's just say, man, you Fidel, what's the position that you want the Raiders to draft? I mean, just first round, first
there,
round.
there's running back for
Okay,
sure. I mean, to me, and I know it's a deep running back class, but again, I think Genty's a
it's
special
amazing.
talent,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So if he's there, you have to
Hmm.
draft him, in my opinion, right? Again, if he's gone, then they can go, a couple different ways: receiver, cornerback. You can trade back in the first round, acquire another pick in the second round for a team that needs to jump up, and we know there's going to be a team that's gonna want to draft a quarterback, and if they feel that Jackson Dart or whoever it might be is going to be gone by the time they're picking next, they're going to want to
I
trade
agree,
up.
E. I agree. I think I heard that. What's up, E? That they Josiah Stewart has been here 3 times. I think the Lions have talked to him 3 times about what I'm hearing. So yeah, I mean, running when walk can probably allude to it too because we were talking about it today. I mean, because we are supposed to be going to Calvin Shepard to a 3-4, and man, that to me, that's a whole nother. That opens up a whole nother can of worms, man. You know what I'm saying, Walt? If we go, I mean, how you feel about that? Like going to a different philosophy. Do you think that's given Brad Holmes maybe the green light to draft more defensive talent? Because right now, I don't think we have the guys or the makeshift or the framework of this defense. I don't know if it's equipped for a 3-4. So you would think we would have to get some guys that fit that mold, right? I mean, just
I would
am I,
think in
yeah,
theory, this isn't the ideal offseason to try to, implement a brand new defense. But needing the DNs for it, both of your DNs coming off a season into injuries.
yeah,
Your nose tackle played entirely too many significant snaps last year in DJ Reader. I'm glad to see he stayed healthy,
hmm,
remain healthy enough to be a solid performer for us down the stretch of the season, but he was leaned on entirely too much. Your three technique, who's a dominant player when he's on the field, but his problem is staying on the field. He's coming off a season into injury. He may not play until the end of October.
yeah,
So, in theory, changing the defense this offseason seems pretty bad. But if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. You're going to rip the band aid off. You got to rip it off. And I think what they decide to do with that pick at 28, especially if it's defensively, is going to let us know exactly what defense they're running. Because, me and Lamar Spirit of Detroit, we were discussing the whole 3-4 and the possibilities of them taking Jamari Caldwell, the nose tackle from Oregon, in the second round at 60, or maybe in the third round, because you're going to need a big time athletic, powerful nose who can demand a double team consistently. You're going to need big, oversized edge rushers in the 3-4 defense. You're going to need a big, fast, athletic wheel linebacker. That's something that kind of brings Jahad Campbell from Alabama into play.
hmm,
He fits perfectly. I know they also interviewed him, but you notice, man, if you look at the list of interviews they've had, the people they brought in, it don't match none of our players really. Like they have a certain type of dude that they look for, certain type of
yeah,
players that they look for, man.
yeah.
But yeah, I like I
Remember,
said, the 3-4 defense, I'm all for it because I want to get more athleticism on the defense out there on the field. I want more athleticism at the second level. I want more versatility out of safeties. But I just think that if you pair implementing a brand new defense pretty much with the fact that we got so many key components to our defense coming back from season into injuries, because it just could spell for disaster next season. I'm hoping for the best, but when you start adding all this stuff and pairing everything together, then the coaching changes and the continuity being out the window and things having to be re-implemented,
hmm,
there's a lot of things. Remember last all season, we bragged about this. We looked around the rest of the NFC. We looked at the issues the Eagles was having in their locker room last off season and contracts and this and that, and the Dallas Cowboys and Michael Parsons and his money. And what do we say consistently? The Detroit Lions had the most quietest offseason, not everybody. All our coaches here, all our players here, they pay, everybody's happy. Well, this season is a complete polar opposite of it. Now we got a huge amount of ancillary moving parts that we got to work through and get back to where we were last season, which was a playoff team. So I would say to get back to the original question, I think which was stated, I'm about getting the best player available at the needed position in the first round. Whether it's an offensive tackle, it's an offensive guard, it's a defensive tackle,
Yeah.
it's an edge rusher, it's a corner. These are all needs for us. So
Hmm.
if I wouldn't care. I just don't want them to reach. I don't want people to feel like we're pigeonholed into drafting one specific position because, well, we need edge rush help. So that means we automatically
Have
have
to
to take an edge rusher in the
edge
first
rusher.
round and just screw the
Yeah,
rest of the draft.
that's
And
right.
then you find yourself pushed to a
That's right.
situation where, well, we got to do this. So we're going to take the fourth edge rusher when you got the number one guard on the board, maybe the number one defensive tackle still on the board.
Yeah.
We
It-
discussed the number one safety. What if the number one safety is still on the board
yeah.
at
It's the
28 and
it'd
you
be
want help?
tempted. It'd be tempted, yeah, to get it because as we all know, I mean, the way at least last year, moving Branch up to the line of scrimmage a lot. He was a lot of good in run support, short yardage situations, stuff like that in the middle of the field. So yeah, so a safety wouldn't be like for me. I wouldn't go crazy about it. You know what I'm saying? Like in a bad way, but yeah, I mean, like you said, man, because I wouldn't. I've done numerous mock drafts just in my head, just playing around, just kind of seeing the top four, the top four excuse me, edge rushers, four offensive linemen. And like you said, Walt, if you pigeonhole yourself, I'm glad you said it like that because you are. That's what you're doing. If you say, man, we definitely have to get an edge rusher no matter what, the first pick. And like you said, sometimes you that's not the way to do it because, like you said, if it's a Gray Zabel on the board, if it's Wyatt Millum on the board,
Look what
offensive
happened
line,
last year for us.
yeah,
You took a corner in the first round and then you turned around in the second round
took
and you
another
passed
corner.
on Cooper Beebe and
Hmm.
you took another corner in Ennis Rakestraw who gave us nothing last season.
Yeah, yeah. And Cooper Beebe, like you said, would have really solidified that line now, hindsight right now.
Yeah.
And like you said,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I get what you're saying. And that's a very excellent point by you because you don't want to say, man, we don't need an offensive lineman. And then when it turns around, when you're ready to draft it, all those guys are gone. You're picking from maybe Chase Lund, maybe be a guy from UConn might be there in the fourth or fifth round if you wait and wait. You know what I mean? But
You
like you
know,
said,
those
I think
tackles start coming off the board too.
yeah, they go quick, man. Tyler Booker, Miles Frazier. What's the other kid from LSU? I can't think off the top of my head, but it's a bunch of guys. Savania, him.
From
It's
Arizona.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's about 5 or 6 guys that are elite in my opinion. Nah, I wouldn't say elite. I would say just very good, 10, 15-year players. We always hear that cliche for offensive linemen, but I do think that it is valid in this draft because there's so many guys that are really, really good, man. Obviously, yeah, Miles Frazier. I think we both like this guy. Then you get into the Charles Grants. Charles Grant, you brought him up earlier. Yep, another big strong kid. I mean, he could be there later on in the draft. Mid rounds. But man, I may not. Yeah, Wyatt Millum, that's my guy too. If he's on the board, I would no problem with taking Wyatt Millum. Didn't give up a sack for like 33 years or something. Yeah, 3 years, 0 sacks in
31 straight
3 years.
starts. Yep.
Gray
Yeah.
Zabel. So I mean, those are. I think Gray Zabel is elite in my opinion. I think him and Will Campbell are right there. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody's got Will Campbell going before him, but I love Tyler Booker. I think Tyler Booker's a little bit more raw than the other guys, but think that he may be the pick. I'm just gonna say he could be the pick. That's what I'm predicting right now. Yeah, Cameron Williams. Yeah, Cam Williams. I
I
think
think
he's
Cam's
got.
a wild card though, because
Yeah. Yep.
he didn't perform as well this season at all as compared to what was expected out of him. But you look at the size, you look at the body, the frame. And we talked about this and we did that video on Cameron Williams about a month or so ago.
Yeah.
This is not a sloppy 335. Like these athletes today, we talked about Tavondre Sweat being 340 plus pounds. These are some of the most well put together 6'5", 330 pounders you will ever see in this day and age.
Yeah.
Dudes like one whole muscle, whole body.
Yeah.
We talked
Yeah.
about that. And it's the fact that he didn't perform up to the level that they wanted him to this season. He should have, because he had a lot of penalties this season. He got beat a lot. And he just didn't look as comfortable as he did the prior season.
Yeah.
But the talent is definitely there. We had the comparison between him and Kelvin Banks. If it came down to that, if both of those guys were at that peak at 28, would we consider one of those guys as well? So you can definitely get right in the line of scrimmage in this draft for sure. And that goes for you guys too, Fidel. You and I discussed possibly at number 6, you guys may have your pick of the best offensive lineman in the draft, regardless of position. It could be best tackle, best guard, best center, whatever. And I just threw that out there to you. I thought that it could be an open possibility that you guys could really establish the offensive line.
And it can be because the running back class is pretty deep this year, right? So if they wanted to go that direction, it might not be the sexiest pick, right, at 6. But, I mean, if you're addressing a need and a big need at that, I mean, you do have Geno Smith back there. You're going to want him to be protected, right? He is up there in age. He's, 34, 35. So the less hits Geno takes, the better for us, right? So that might be the pick right there.
Yeah.
Best offensive tackle
Well,
or guard.
I think also
available.
for the next quarterback that does come in, because I think everybody knows Geno's not going to be the long-term answer for that matter. The next quarterback that comes in, the next young guy, whether it's next year or it's the following season, dude's got one of the younger, better offensive lines in football by then. With Jackson Powers Johnson, Miller, and let's say you guys at number 8, I mean not number 8, but number 6 took Gray Zabel, or you took Will Campbell if Will Campbell happened to fall to 8. So I think all around, man, I'm just a real big fan of replenishing the defensive line and the offensive line. Because while everything else around the line of scrimmage is always kind of up in the air and chaotic, wide receivers come and go, they bust out, they succeed.
Yeah.
Cornerbacks have their issues. Quarterbacks we know for damn sure have their issues. Running backs can't hit the ground running. The one constant should always be the line. The line is the one gift that keeps on giving because it's going to help out Geno Smith and it's going to help out Arch Manning next year, I guess, or whoever it may be. So,
I don't think the Braves are picking that one.
You can never go wrong with a damn good offensive line, man.
Right. It's just a good feeling when you know the other team.
They're your big brother.
When the kitchen, right, when they throwing the kitchen sink at you, when they coming at you, when you know that offensive line is tight, boy, that makes Sundays a lot more easier, man. I'm telling you, it does.
And then you need a line to run the football too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, and the Lions are predicated on running the football. In the last couple of years, been successful. You know what I'm saying? Been damn good. Top 5 in the league both years, last 2 years. So you would think that you want to keep that same philosophy, even though you got a different offensive coordinator. You know what I mean? Like you said, it all starts. And I think the running back position, I think it's safe to say it's back now. You know what I'm saying? As far as,
look at your guy, Travion Henderson.
Yeah.
That's another guy.
Yep.
Put him behind a damn good offensive line.
Yeah.
And he played at Ohio State under Chip Kelly. Yeah. Chip Kelly's the OC with the Raiders.
There you have it.
There you go.
Yeah, so you don't have to always reach for the quote unquote generational talent. You can always get a good B+ running back that has an A+ career behind a really good offensive line. Even though I think Travion Henderson is a really good player. And Ashanti been talking about him for the last couple of years, even though we've been watching this dude seem like forever at Ohio State. Yeah. But I think he's a good player. I mean, Omarion Hampton from North Carolina.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's another one.
Ollie Gordon for Oregon State. Kind of like a one-year wonder.
Even Scatterbo.
Arizona State. Yeah. He's good too.
Even though he didn't have the best 40 time, but
Yeah, we get to this to the running back position. I think in the tight end position here in Detroit, and I think that's kind of like off limits. We don't want to talk about at all because we
Yeah.
kind of. But I do
Mhm.
think we needed like the Raiders got two pass catching tight ends. Michael Mayer, Brock Bowers. I think the Lions. I mean,
And
I'm just telling y'all, Terrence Ferguson is my guy. Also, like Harold Fannin, I think Walt brought him to my. I think he's from Bowling Green. That's another
Yep.
guy that I do like. Now that I've been kind of put my eyes on him a little bit, but perfect scenario for me would be, let's just say, I don't see Terrence Ferguson lasting past the third, so I'm just gonna say I would be happy with Izaraku first round, barring any trades or anything like that. So I would say Izaraku, and then I'm gonna go Samania in round two, and then I'm gonna say Terrence Ferguson. I would be elated to get those three players in that, say whatever order. But if you can get those three players to me, I think it says a lot. It's also guys I like Landon Jackson, from Arkansas. I like Demetrius Knight Jr., linebacker from South Carolina. I think that linebacker is another spot the Lions could look at, low key. I'm just saying, in addition to, we know offensive line, defensive line, receiver, that's another position where I think, we could help ourselves, what I'm saying, and maybe get another talented receiver in here. Like I said, I do like Tim Patrick coming back. I like that, to go with Jameson Williams, St. Brown. But
You
it'd
do
be
want
nice to,
another young, talented body out
yeah, just another body, right? That can shake loose, shake loose and get open and make some plays, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all name of the game. And pick a guy. Savion Williams is a guy that
there.
comes
Jimmy
from
Horn Jr.
yeah, Jimmy Horn Jr. from Colorado.
Jimmy small, but Jimmy's
He playmaker,
Ji-
man. He
Jimmy's
playmaker.
he plays big. Like I'm not gonna
Hmm.
compare him to Steve Smith, but he plays a lot bigger than his size. Man, just has some injury concerns coming out of Colorado, but
Yeah.
big time playmaker.
Now I seen the Lions did add Ronnie Bell to our roster from
Yeah,
Michigan. I don't know. He may not even be on the roster. You know what I'm saying? When August hits, when preseason
I
starts.
forgot
So
Ronnie was even on the roster. Didn't
mm,
they add him like the week of the 49er game? I think towards the end of the season or something.
yeah, it was something weird with Ronnie Bell. I think he
oh
was like
man,
postseason was kind of hovering around or something like that. But yeah, I don't think it was any significance. I don't think he ever suited up for the Lions and played. But I think now this year they're actually featuring him on the roster. So we'll see where that takes him. But it's something to be looked at. But I thought you brought up a key point while talking about the safety position, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's some good safeties out there. Fidel, how confident are you in safety class for the Raiders? I mean, do you think that's a spot that you kind of need to look at too? You know what I'm saying?
no, I think corner is probably top priority on defense.
Just in
You need to
general,
solidify that
or just at
position,
6?
just in general. Well,
Just
I
in
mean, just in
general, yeah,
general.
the
I
whole
mean,
draft, yeah,
yeah, I think we're okay at, with the safeties that we got now. Palomati played a lot towards the end of the season, and then you got Jeremy Chin coming in from the Commanders. So I think we're okay at
Oh,
safety. Again, corner though, we need some help there.
hmm
Chin. Oh,
a little
Chin
longer
hasn't
too.
been the same since that his rookie season with Carolina.
Hey, look,
Ah,
I think he might have a bounce back year.
yeah,
So
but
No,
you know what the thing is, if you have the opportunity to get a special player, or if you think a player special at a position, I think you
take them.
still kind of go ahead and take them. You know,
well, I think if they could have afforded Trayvon Moore, paid him some money, he would have stuck around. But obviously, he
but
went to Carolina, he got paid a good amount of money. But the downfall with him was, or not the downfall, but the criticism was that the
yeah,
interceptions, he would drop them
that's not his
quite a bit,
game.
right?
He's
So that's not his game.
going back to
Exactly. When you
TCU.
draft him out of TCU, yeah, I mean that's what he was known for, right? But I mean, I think they're okay at safety. If there's a one safety that drops, possibly that that's on the
Yeah,
higher end, maybe, right? But I think corner though is where they need the help.
Well, you
yeah,
got
no,
Max Crosby. What if
yeah,
uh, what
We
if
got Max.
Abdullah? What if Abdul Carter falls to 6?
no.
I don't think he's gonna fall
I'm
his
just,
step.
I'm just listening. I'm just throwing it out there, man.
Look, if he's there
And
and they have an
Genty's
urge,
there.
you know, to hey,
Oh.
hey,
And Cam
hey,
Ward.
yeah. Oh
You'd
man,
had a
Cam
heart
Ward's not gonna do
attack.
that. Come on.
All in the war room. and shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Can you go wrong with either
yeah.
No, you would
player?
take Cam Ward, I
But
would
you
think.
obviously no. I mean,
Really?
pass rush wins championships. Defense wins championships,
You would
man.
take
So if Carter's there,
Carter
if he's there,
over Cam Ward?
I think so.
Oh. All right. Well, on
Don't
that
y'all got
note,
don't y'all got Tyree Wilson on your roster too?
yeah, what happened to him?
Oh yeah, he's somewhere. He's somewhere lost
No.
in the mix. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't.
man, I'm
Man.
glad we ain't take him.
I'm
He was
glad.
we dodged that bullet.
Now,
Yeah, you're welcome. You dodged a lot of bullets.
now,
Now, the
Walt
Raiders.
is now. Can you set it up to where Fidel can pick two, like for the Raiders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I already got
That-
locked in. We picking for 7 rounds for the Raiders and the Lions.
Okay, man, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see Fidel and see what if he pull out of this.
Well, you gotta let me who's on the board still, because
Yeah.
it's pretty small on my end. So.
Oh, well, me like I took us off like it expanded or some shit. And it didn't. I can actually
No,
I'm
you're
a-
good. I think I got it.
No, I
figured
got
out.
it. I'm gonna shrink this the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Got Tom Brady in the building.
Yes, sir. You'll be in the war room draft day.
Telling people what to do, huh? This
That's
better?
right.
Okay.
Yeah. We rocking and rolling.
Yeah. Where now, Fidel? Don't you got the music? Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Oh yeah. And guess what? The pick is in. Let me cue the music real quick.
Cue that. Cue the music, man. The pick is in. It's 2 weeks before the draft. Y'all got us. Y'all got me hyped, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. Ready for the season.
All right, the pick is in. At the number 6
Whoa,
pick.
whoa, wait a minute.
last-
Wait a minute.
Whoa,
What
whoa,
kind
come
of
on.
shit is this?
Man,
See, this is what I'm saying.
What is this?
See what I'm talking about?
Man, hold on. Did you already do
Yeah,
this?
no, he picked. No,
Well,
we
no,
can't.
no. Your pick is on the board, but I'm just recapping what happened in front of y'all pick. See,
It goes fast. Yeah,
Okay.
it goes fast.
So Carter.
Abdul Carter went number 1 to Tennessee.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Travis Hunter went number 2 to
Travis-
Cleveland.
oh,
Will
all
Campbell
right,
went
all right.
number 3 to the. Oh, see,
Jadae Barron. Wow.
we didn't talked it up. There you go, Fidel. You got whatever you want now.
Okay,
You got-
show.
All right,
Yeah,
well, you know-
show
Listen,
who left. Walt.
You got
Show who
Mason.
left.
You got Mason Graham, defensive tackle on Michigan.
You don't need to show me who's led, bro. I already know I'm
Ashton,
a pick.
hold up, I gotta let people know this.
Yeah, we gotta say who left now. We gotta say.
You have this man has to choose from: Mason Graham, defensive tackle, Michigan; Ashton Genty, running back, Boise State; Tyler Warren, tight end, Penn State; Malachi Starks, safety, Georgia; Jahad Campbell, linebacker, Alabama; Mike Green still on the board; Will Johnson, cornerback, Michigan. So you guys got your choice of a lot of players. Cam Ward still on the board, boy.
Still on the board.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm.
I
You
talked this up, and this is live, so people don't be thinking I set any of this crap up. It happened.
All right.
Happened just like this.
All right, the pick is in.
Who you taking?
All right, with the number 6 overall pick in the NFL 2025 draft, the Las Vegas Raiders select Ashton Genty, running back of Boise State.
Well, that's something.
Look at Mike Florio was trying to call me right now.
Wall,
Sorry
you
about
on the
that.
clock. Wall, you do the first round. I'll do second.
Okay, all right. So what happened in front of us after the
Oh boy.
Raiders just deal with it?
See, look
Mason
at this.
Graham to the Jets. Now ain't that a AG pick?
Yeah.
And Cam Ward still on the board?
Donovan, your boy Donovan with the Carolina
Yeah,
Saints
the
took
Rockets.
tackle Armand Mimbo from Missouri, Jahad Campbell to the Bears, Will Johnson to the 49ers, Malachi Starks to the Dallas Cowboys, Miami Dolphins keep fucking up, need offensive line help, but take a tight end, Tyler Warren
Go
from
ahead.
Penn State, Luther Burton, another receiver out there to be missed in the open field by Anthony Richardson, Mike Green to Atlanta. They need that. That's the only one that really, really makes sense. Mike Green to Atlanta makes a lot of sense. Josh Simmons to Arizona makes sense.
Yeah.
Emeka Ibuka to Cincinnati, huh?
Wow, they got two college players. They gonna draft another receiver. Wow, that's crazy.
Michael Williams to Seattle. James Pierce Jr. to Tampa Bay. Jalen Walker to Denver. Cam Ward to Pittsburgh. Finally, somebody gonna
Oh,
save this
yeah.
man's job.
Wow,
Cam Ward,
Dennis
man.
Grant.
Mike Tomlin about to be in Pittsburgh for another 16 years, boy.
Yeah. Wow, look
Walter
at
Nolan
Oh
to the
man.
Chargers. Kenneth Grant
oh
to the
wow,
Packers.
and Derek Harmon. All those guys off the board. Wow.
Matthew Golden to the Texans. Kelvin Banks to the Rams. Shamar Stewart to the Ravens. All right, so we are on the board.
All right. What are you guys
Yeah,
All
doing?
right,
Walter on
so
the first pick here. I mean, I could just we're in the war room. I'm gonna let you make the pick. I'll just kind of comment on it if yeah, go see who's the best. Yeah, go see who offensive. Yeah, I was gonna say defensive
You
lineman,
you,
offensive tackle. See who's left. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where we're coming.
you gotta let me know when the pick
Okay.
is in.
absolutely.
TJ Sanders, Darius Alexander. Oh boy, Norman Lott. He'll be there later. You don't have to really go reach for him. What about offensive line, Walt? Let's see how we looking at tackle, guard tackle right now. Oh yeah, Tyler Booker, Tate Ratledge. Uh, that's
Mhm.
inside. Yeah, go guard. Let's see. Yeah, Gray Zabel.
There's
Yeah,
your guy.
Gray Zabel. Man, Josh Connolly.
All right. Time's up.
Picking Darius Alexander.
All right. Let's see. All right, the pick in.
Yeah, pick is in.
Yep.
Yep.
And with the 28th pick in the draft, the Detroit Lions select Darius Alexander, defensive tackle, Toledo.
That's your guy. That's your guy right there. You've been on him for a while, so I give you. I won't hate that. I don't hate that pick at
I
all.
say it because, and I
don't
just
hate
want to give a little reason behind the pick, because our boy gave his reason behind his pick. I'm gonna bring us up for a second too. But I will say this: it was tough for me to pick between him and Gray Zabel. I thought Gray Zabel would really be a pillar on our offensive line next to Panay Sewell and hopefully Christian Mahogany for the next 10 years. That was very tempting. But I looked at the defensive line. I looked at the fact that our best player is coming back from a broken leg. Don't we have no idea on when he's going to be back to 100%? May not be 2025 season, maybe the 2026 season that we see him fully back healthy. His running mate, Marcus Davenport, is a guy who's a veteran journeyman. He's never really been healthy or dependable. Aleem McNeil was given a big contract. He may not play the first 2 months of the season. I felt like it would be irresponsible of me to not address our defensive line with everything that we have going on. Makai Wingo, he's an undersized rotational player. Josh Pascal, a tweener, undersized rotational player. Broderick Martin has been a bust for us. So to get Darius Alexander, I think probably in my estimation, he's the best pass rushing interior defensive lineman in this class. He doesn't have the power of Shamar Stewart, but you're talking about he's got the prototypical size. He's 6'4", I think 6'4" and a half, 6'5", 310 pounds, long arms, very athletic, lean, built body. Very, very crafty with his hands and his footwork. Very skilled interior pass rusher. And for a team that needed pass rush help, Mike Green was off the board. All the other top guys was off the board. I felt we still needed pass rush. So if we can't get the pass rush help on the edge, why not get it on the interior? So
I'm
just wanted to
sold.
explain that real quick.
No, I'm sold, brother. I'm sold. I'm right with you on that pick.
Yeah, good pick.
All right, let's get to
Gray Zabel went three picks after, huh? Who picked Gray Zabel? What team was?
damn. Who did pick Zabel?
Chiefs. Chiefs need him
Chiefs.
too. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Where the hell is this?
Colston Loveland.
Yeah, I was just checking out something with some of these players that was still left.
Okay. Yeah, Colston Loveland, man, going to the second round. Wow, that just don't even seem right. Shador Sanders, second round. Look at that. Tennessee. They waited
Yep.
and got the quarterback in the second round. I mean, and you even said that,
Mm.
Fidel. That could happen. I mean, a guy
Yeah.
could, um, and that wouldn't be a bad spot for him, actually. You know what I mean? You got Will Levis there, who we all
Tyler
know Will
Booker.
Levis is. Yeah, Tyler Booker. That's a real good pick
I like
for.
Shador. I like Shador to Tennessee though. He got a
Yep, I
damn
do
good. He'll
too.
have a good defense. He'll have
Yeah,
a good head, a solid. Well, no, he won't.
the offensive line is
No, he won't.
okay. The offensive line is all right.
No, he won't.
Trey Amos to the Giants is
Ain't
good. Colston in Cleveland. Damn. At least his
Mhm.
name won't be on the T-shirt.
mm.
Marion
All
Hampton to
right.
Washington. All right, so all right, Raider.
What we got on the
You got
board?
Kevin Winston Jr. Could have
All right,
could have been a
scroll down.
first round pick if it wasn't for the injury. Nick Scorton. All right, so
Oh
listen,
boy. Oh
listen,
boy.
listen,
Ooh.
listen.
Josh Connerly
I
too.
just want to
Yeah,
I just want to help you out a
we
little bit
talked
with this.
we talked about this earlier
Okay, so you went
about
running back
Josh.
in the first round, right?
Hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Um, let's just say Genty's going to be a hit. That means you hit on two offensive players last year in Brock Bowers, the tight end. You hit on the guard center in Jackson Powers Johnson. You
Hmm.
hit on the running back. You're gonna add some defense, man. I mean, just a little bit. I don't know.
I
I
think
don't know,
so.
man. I like Siobhan Ravel
Let's
too.
go.
Oh yeah. Yup. From East Carolina. Yep.
Yeah, long, competitive, athletic corner. He remind me of Keith Talib,
Mm.
Donovan Jackson. So what you thinking, man?
We got to go back up.
In
Let's go
a
back
certain position group, you thinking?
up. Probably
All right,
corner.
let's see what we got at the cornerback position. Corner,
I I like Nick right there though
yeah,
too.
Nick Scorton is a nice versatile player that y'all can add to that front seven.
Benjamin Morrison.
You know what? I got the pick.
Okay.
We
Pick
got the
us in.
pick. The pick is in.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm trying to
He
keep my
ran the
notes real quick.
card. Fidel ran the card up there.
Phew, I had to after saying
Mhm.
something. All right. Defensive line, Nick Scorton, Texas A&M is the pick.
Yep.
Good pick.
Man,
I,
that was
I,
a good pick to get him at that spot.
yeah, I mean, we talking about with Scorton, and it's
Mhm.
good. It's great, I think, for him too, because he's added to a defensive line that removes all pressure from him,
Yeah.
and I think where he'll be best suited
Yeah.
and best exploited as a damn good player, as a real
Yep.
good pass rusher, because he's not going to be keyed in as the one guy. He's got a lot of versatility. Showed a lot of that at Texas A&M. Showed at Purdue when he was there at Purdue the year before that he can actually put his hand in the dirt and wreak a lot of havoc. Looked a lot like Dwight Freeney. Not saying he's going to have the career Freeney had, but kind of similar body type, long arms, kind of don't want to call him odd build, but not your typical defensive end edge rusher 4-3-3-4 type of guys, but real good football player, man. And I think from day one he'll be a damn good player in the league. May not be great, could be great, but I don't see him being a bust at all. He's one of those players I think like he goes too hard and he's too hard of a worker and he applies so much pressure on you as an edge rusher because he's so active with his hands and his spin moves and his leverage, and he's great at maintaining leverage. It's going to be difficult to keep him off the field wherever he goes. So I love it for the Raiders. Love it.
Yeah. Yeah. Good pick. Okay. Well,
We
go
are
to.
back.
Can we go to offensive line? Walt, let's see who available. All offensive, and then I want to look at um yeah, go linebackers. I mean offensive line first.
Hey, did someone draft Jackson Dart?
I don't think so.
It's on there.
Travion Henderson
All
to
right.
Houston, Nick Emiora to
Yeah, that's what.
Carolina, Scatterboo,
The
Winston,
Scatterboo. Wow.
Jet.
Jackson.
Charger.
Demetrius Knight, that's my guy. He's gone off the board.
Look at the Bengals
Prince,
drafting a defensive guy.
well, Princely, Benjamin Morrison. Oh yeah, Maxwell Harrison, local kid. I like him. Landon Jackson, that's my guy. Donovan Jackson.
Donovan
Yep.
Jackson.
Yep. Oh, boy.
Nick Scorton.
Hmm.
Ooh, yep.
What the hell?
Yeah, is he on there twice?
Yeah.
What? Clone.
Yeah,
PFF.
yeah.
And it happened live. Shame on
Well, he
y'all.
well he
This is
was
blooper.
well Fidel picked him. So
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, that was after the
Yeah,
fact. Okay.
Robert Kraft can't
Yeah,
do anything
yeah. He
about it,
trying to.
or
No
Mike Williams.
backsies.
Yeah, we on the clock.
Wait, so what do we do? We got so yeah,
Yeah,
we took Darius Alexander in the first round. So we got our defensive lineman.
yeah. Go edge. I want to see Ed who left for the edge rusher, and then I want to go offensive line and see. Yeah, let's see. Kyle Kennard, Josiah Stewart. That's our guy. Jordan Birch. I like him too. I like all them Oregon boys. Caldwell, him. Um, Derek Harmon's already drafted. Yep, Ashton Gillett is another guy. Brandon Sorrell, you already know I like Brandon Sorrell from Texas. Baron Sorrell. Man, I'd hate to pass on Josiah Stewart. Go offensive line wall. I just want to see who's available first before I make a pick here.
Tackle or interior.
Go interior. We need a guard big time. Tate Ratledge, perfect Lion, Jarrett Wilson. Oh my goodness. See, this is what's gonna happen here, man. Tyler Cooper. I don't like none of these. I do like I like Majors, but he's more of a center. I like Tate Ratledge. I do. Go
Let's
the
look at who
other.
best available real quick.
Yeah, yup. Connerly.
Your boy Josh Connolly, Jack
Mm.
Beck, wide receiver, Dylan Sampson, Elijah Royal, Jalen.
Uh,
Hey, well, you know what though? Jalen Royals is a pretty good player
yeah, he
too.
decent player. He decent
Very,
good.
very
Good.
productive. Andrew Makuba still on the board.
Yep.
Darian Porter, the 6'2" safety, not safety, 6'2" corner out of Iowa State.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Williams, pretty decent. With Quinshawn Junkins, even though Quinshawn wouldn't be for us, but you know.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Omar Norman Lott, Trey Harris. I like Trey Harris. So there's a lot of good players still on the board. CJ
Yeah.
West, even though we already took a defensive lineman.
Yeah. So I'm looking to fulfill that edge role. I would love to take because Ozzy my guy too, Trapilo. I think Intense Ferguson, all those guys, Brian. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna have to go edge rush. Give me if we switch it to a 3-4, we've been hearing it now for the last couple, for since we heard about Shepard, Kelvin Shepard, excuse me, being defensive coordinator. I know it's probably going to be unconventional, but hell, we took two corners last year back to back. So the pick is in. Pick is in.
All right, man. I gotta cue up the music.
The way this draft is going, I hate it now. The offensive line, I do. We missed out big time. So give me for that being said, we need to bolster up a defensive line. I want some reinforcements, some positive reinforcements. Give me Josiah Stewart, University of Michigan, pick 60.
Okay. So I guess you're looking at a situation where once Aiden Hutchinson gets back healthy and Aleem McNeil's back healthy, and hopefully we got a Marcus Davenport there, and you
Yeah,
Makai Wingo in rotation, and now you got Jack Campbell and Alex Anzalone and Zach Barnes. Derek Barnes, you got protection for Josiah Stewart. So now Josiah Stewart can have a strict job, which is get after the quarterback.
yep, that's what I want. One
Yeah.
job, just get the quarterback, man. That's all we need you to do. So, yeah,
All
I
right.
feel good about it. I feel good about that.
Raiders on the board.
All right. Let's go to the corners.
Corners. This man wants a corner. Dorian Strong, Virginia Tech, Jacob Parrish,
I
Kansas
like Jacob
State.
Parrish. I like him.
Yep. Noah Williams, a Cal, pretty
And
good
Kobe
ball
Bryant.
skills.
Yep.
Pretty don't want to go.
All right. No, let's go up. We're not going down.
Zay Alexander got some pretty
We're
good
not
ball
going down.
Yeah,
skills down
yeah.
at
He
LSU.
decent. Yep. Not bad.
You want to see the best available?
All right. Elijah Royal.
You guys could use a wide receiver. Could use What was it in the second round?
We could, but Tyler Lockett's on the way,
What
man.
about
Is he gonna
what about
sign?
Andrew Makuba?
Yeah, Makuba, a dog, man.
He plays safety. He can play the nickel. He tackles. He's got really good instincts. He's fast. Just a little bit undersized. I think what Makuba's what 180,
Yeah, like no, I
six
think a
foot
little bit
180.
more. Yeah, something 195, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just saying. I think me and
Yeah.
Ashanti
Let's go
agree. I
up.
think he's a pretty good football player, man.
Let me see. All right. The pick is in.
Trey Harris. You got some options out here, man. You could go wide receiver. You guys do need an upgrade. Just throwing some stuff out there, man. You got the
Well, I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can go.
CJ
right here.
West. If you wanted to get some more help next to somebody that can take on some double teams and help out your boy Christian Wilkins, earn some of that money he signed.
Mm, We need some help on the back end, though,
You
man.
do. You absolutely do. Problem is you waited too long to get it. Josh Farmer's pretty solid too. Jordan Phillips is huge, man. Nose tackle. So it's you guys got some options.
yeah.
Tate
Yes.
Ratledge at guard.
And
Yeah, Tate Ratledge a
Tate
damn good.
Ratledge played a ton of football at Georgia too, man.
Mm-hmm.
So you talking about at pick 68, and he's ranked 68. That's a ton of experience at guard. He's a dude that's gonna probably play 6-7 years for you at least.
Damn.
let's go up.
Then Walt like his agent.
let's-
Walt talking like he is
Hey,
agent.
I'm just it's a lot of players. Hey, listen, there's a lot of players still on the board I like, man.
yeah,
I'm just,
I'm just joking.
Mc-
Yeah, of course.
The safety out of Texas, Makuba.
that's what you want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Damn
let's
good
draft
pick.
him.
Woo.
Versatility.
Yeah. Yeah, Makuba good, man.
And that's what we need in that Patrick Graham
Mhm.
defense. So
All right, what I'm
Moving
stuck
around,
with
so.
out here. We talk about hey, Charles
Yeah,
Grant's
that's
still
your
on the
guy.
board.
That's your guy.
Jalen Milroe still on the board.
Yep.
Oh,
That's my guy. Jalen Deion
all right,
Walker.
so what we done did so far.
not for long.
We helped out the defensive line, and then we got an edge rusher, so we can go probably to the offensive side of the ball. Or let me see. I'm just gonna stay with it. Best available first. All right, Kyle Williams still on the board. Devin Neal, Charles Grant.
Charles Grant.
He'll
Yeah.
probably be there later if we wanted him. Savion Williams, Jalen Milroe, Harold Fannin Jr.,
Yeah.
Dayon Walker, Jacob Paris, RJ Mickens.
Oh,
dude,
my goodness.
dude,
They
character
both-
character concern.
Oh man, come on, man. Why are you doing this to me, man?
Oh man, now I got a decision to make, man.
Yeah, you got a big.
Do I say forget?
Go ahead and
Do I
draft
say
him.
forget the character issues?
Go ahead.
Huh?
Let's go. Go
Me?
and draft him.
You know where I'm going with it. You know I'm doing it. I don't know, man. I don't care what. But whatever, you know what I'm saying. I feel you though. I feel you. I feel you either way. You damned if you do, damn if you don't. I like Gunnar
Billy
Helm
Bowman
too.
Jr.
Yep, Billy Bowman undersized.
No, Jamari's still on the board.
Yeah,
And he
Jamari's
probably
still-
still will be later, dog. If
Yeah.
I don't take him now, you gotta promise me you'll take him later.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but you know what though? I can't really get mad at another defensive tackle because we don't know. Is this dude the whole Aleem McNeil is such an uncertain right now, man.
Mhm.
And before he got hurt, he was never giving us consistency. Well, he was consistently good when he was on the field.
Yeah.
But it was like miss a couple games, come back, torn this, miss another game, come back, sprain this.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed, and I don't want people to think that it's just like, oh, he just be down on a lean like that. I am disappointed to the extent that I know he's so capable of so much more when he's on the field. So it's like, damn, like our defensive line depth-wise was so bad last season. I'm almost tempted to take another defensive tackle.
Yeah, we had Miles Adams
Yeah.
starting for us. You know what I'm saying? We had Pat O'Connor. Who else was it? Al Qadim Muhammad, who's another edge rusher as well. And they brought him back. So Muhammad be back too. You know. Yeah, Tez Johnson. I like him, but he undersized. I don't know if we running the right offense for Tez Johnson. Jackson Dart,
Jackson
he's still
Dart's
out
still on
there.
the board for your Raiders, man.
Yeah,
And Dylan
yeah,
Gabriel.
that's my guy, Dylan Gabriel. Like him too.
All right, so
Um,
I'm narrowing it down to Jamari Caldwell. Um, I like Billy Bowman Jr. too at this spot. Mainly because Billy played fast. Billy got instincts.
yeah,
Billy
he
missed
do.
tackles though.
Yeah,
But
he a little bit undersized, but I like Billy Bowman.
yeah,
He good player. Yeah,
yep. Noah Williams, also out of Cal, has a pretty good ball skill.
Ashton Gillett.
Damn Bond. I'm gonna rub the fan base
Go
the
ahead.
wrong
Pull,
way.
pull the trigger.
Yeah,
The pick is in.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Good pick, Walt. Good pick.
Hopefully you don't go to jail.
Yeah, hopefully they gonna throw it
Oh
out.
man. All right. Go to quarterbacks.
Oh,
We're gonna make this quick.
you better hope he's still there. Milrow, there you go. And Quinn Ewers still on the board.
Quinn
Dylan
Ewers.
Gabriel. All right, so
Oh.
this is a good question. Out
Nope.
of these
Nope.
guys, who
Nope.
would you take?
Yep. Jackson Dart.
Dart
Jackson
ain't
Dart.
even. He's
Yeah.
there, still there. That's
Yep.
what you want.
Jackson Dart by
Yep.
far.
Let's draft
Yeah.
him.
You
Yep.
sure?
That's the pick. That's the pick, man. We're not here for experiments.
Dart is
None
one
of that.
too.
If Dart, not, but a lot less than these other quarterbacks, in
Oh,
my
yeah,
All right,
opinion.
Detroit.
So picks
D
in.
tackle,
Jackson
edge
Dart,
rusher,
quarterback,
wide
Ole Miss.
receiver.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go offensive line. Please, sir, and go tie. Oh no. What's the name? Never mind. Yeah.
Oh, he's Chase
Okay.
still on the board.
Yeah,
Chase
Chase
Lunt
Long.
still there.
I like Chase Long a lot. At this point, Emory Jones. He was the other guy I couldn't remember other than Miles Frazier. Now what about the go to the other? Yeah, the other guard, the tackle position. I mean, the guard that was outside.
Yeah, that was the tackles right there. This is the
Okay.
interior here.
Now
So,
I've been seeing profile Willie Lampkin a little bit undersized to
a
strong.
little bit.
Yeah,
5'11.
yeah. He little, um
Miles,
there,
well,
yeah.
Miles gonna probably still be. Well, they got him ranked 227.
And what
Wonder why they got him ranked so low though.
Yeah, cause Jake Majors, Dylan Fairchild. Man, go receive not receiver, go tight end. Just see who's available at tight end. And then I'm gonna make my pick here. That's Mitchell Evans. I just want to see, just for giggles.
I like Mitchell Evans too.
Jackson Hawes, yeah, Jake Brennanstool, decent. Yeah, I like Jalen Conyers too. He's okay too. Texas Tech. Okay. Yeah, the boy, this is offensive lineman. I think we need to pick, man. Go back to offensive lineman. 1 second. I just want to rate these guys who go inside interior, please. Well, now can Chase? The big question is, I wish I knew Chase Lund is more outside, but I'm gonna go Miles Frazier because I'm way more comfortable with him in this spot. I like Dellinger too. I like him.
So
Miles
Miles.
Frazier. Yeah, I take Miles Frazier. I
Cool.
need that. I need that
right.
alignment. Well, I might have picked too early, but
Damn.
man,
Tory
I got to
Wood.
get one of those guys. Those, you know.
All right, let's go to
Okay.
receivers.
All right, Raider, you did Genty, you did edge, you did safety, you did quarterback. This is actually a well-rounded draft.
Yeah,
Wait.
yep.
We're looking all right.
This would be damn.
Let's go to receivers.
Ty Felton, big
Pat
dude, pretty
Bryant.
fast.
Love Pat Bryant.
Ain't this the dude that ran the 4.3 flat
Dante
at
Thornton.
6'5"? Yeah, Dante Thornton Jr.
Okay.
ran a 4.3 flat.
All right, let's go up. And let's go Ty Felton, best available receiver,
Ty Felton.
Maryland.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let's see here.
We covered our needs. Well, we essentially picked up a piece
And you're back on the
Yeah,
board.
in all the
you
positions
back
that
on
we
the
need so
clock. Yeah,
far.
180.
All right, let's go.
Hey,
Whoa,
some
hey,
people
Talk
still on the board here.
yeah.
Hey, what you gonna do, Raider? You got Genty, Scorden, Makuba, Dart, Ty Felton.
offensive tackle.
Oh, let's go for it.
Let's go. Best tackles
Offensive
available.
tackle is Emory Jones.
Ooh,
Yeah.
John Williams,
John
Jack
Wayne, Jack
Nelson.
Nelson. Yeah, Xavier Truss. Now, Walt Carson Benson. I remember people been talking about him. I think a couple of our listeners was mentioning
Yeah.
him, Carson Benson. I don't know nothing about him, but
Um.
they've been talking about him a lot.
let's go. Walt, real
Yeah.
quick.
Alabama A&M player
Hmm.
showed up at the Senior
We
Bowl.
go.
Was great in the Senior Bowl practice. Looked pretty overwhelmed during the game though.
Yeah.
Let me get Jones Jr.
Okay. Good pick. Yeah,
Tackle
that's a
LSU.
damn good
Oh,
pick.
Emory Jones Jr.
Yeah,
Okay,
Emory
cool.
Jones. Yep. Man, that's a good draft right now so far. Um,
All right.
John Spite
So
who?
we got Alexander, Josiah Stewart, Isaiah Bond. We got the other LSU offensive lineman, Miles Frazier. Now I'm thinking best available player. Whew,
oh boy, that's your guy right there. Oh,
Zah Frazier. This your boy right here. He had all the interceptions out of Texas, San Antonio.
it's not afraid.
What is his true 6'3", 185? I
63,
was yeah.
185.
Um, whew.
Nico Reed, Tim Smith still there. Dylan Fairchild. Oh man.
I ain't even gonna overthink this low key.
Yeah.
Although, like I really want to take Jimmy Horn Jr. I really do, simply because I think the offense needs a lot more juice.
Hmm.
But it's just so many questions on that defensive line. I'm gonna go back up. I ain't even gonna overthink this, and I'm gonna take Ty Robinson.
Ty Robinson. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not at that. That's value, bro. We need what, 6th round? I mean that's good.
All right.
All right, Raider. What you
You
got?
got you got 2 picks coming up.
Right. So
Uh, let
you
let's
get real
go.
fancy.
Best available. That's what we got, right?
Yeah. Like I said, did you take a corner?
Yep.
Yeah,
Because you
go to
got
Oh no, it's
no, you didn't.
took safety.
You got your Andrew Makuba.
All right, give me Za
Zafre. Yep, he
Frazier.
led. Yep, and
Yep,
interceptions.
that's the
Yep,
guy.
Yep, led the
ball
country in
hawk, man.
picks.
Total ball hawk.
Let's take him.
Back on the board. Take another
All right.
quarterback
Let's see.
for insurance.
No, but I am going to take another receiver. And we talked about this guy. He's probably ranked towards the bottom, but Nick Nash,
Nick Nash.
From TCU,
receiver, San
San
Jose
Jose State.
State.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
The former quarterback turned receiver.
Man, you passing on a lot of guys. Hey, Will Shepard.
I know, but that's our guy.
Drew McCoy still out there too. I like Drew McCoy.
Damn, where is he? Hey, Moose Muhammad.
Maybe he's not even on here. All right, well, he's not on there, so I can't
Somebody
change the card.
somebody
All
probably
right,
already took him. That's probably why he's not on there, because he's
Yeah.
on their list.
let's go. Let's go Horn
Good.
Jr.
Man, you rotten.
receiver, Colorado.
Yep.
Okay.
Jimmy Horn.
Yeah. I can rock with that. Jimmy
Well-
Horn gives y'all an explosive playmaker. Perfect complement to what you already got in Brock Bowers. So makes sense.
All right, let's go.
Damn,
Best
Raiders.
available.
Yeah, he got another pick, boy. Them boys building over there.
Ain't this about a
Them boys building.
Taj Brooks,
Oh,
another running
man.
back?
Hey, I'm really tempted to take another quarterback, even though I'm not
Jalen
going
Smith's
to.
still on the board.
Hey, listen, Raheem Sanders is a big running back,
Yeah,
man.
y'all pretty decent back. Yep.
6
Remind
foot
you of
230.
Michael Bush from
Mhm.
Louisville.
A little bit. 6 foot 230.
Yeah, we like that. Go ahead. Let's draft him. We need some fresh legs.
Raheem Sanders.
Yep. Let's go in there and the draft with the bang.
You sure now? I'm giving you the opportunity to look at other people available.
Nah. Already turned in the card, man.
He
Go
already
ahead.
turned to the card.
Yeah, and I got our last pick. Well, I already know who
Said
I want.
Sanders, right?
I already
Yep.
know who I want at this point. It's two guys I'm looking for here. If Jordan Hancock's still on the board, cornerback, Ohio State, or what about let's either go. I don't know if Teddy Buchanan's still on the board from Cal linebacker, or he ran the fastest. Teddy
He's still
Buchanan
there.
was available. Okay, what about the Kane Madrano? He ran the fastest 40 time for all the linebackers. I think he's from UCLA. I think. Um, I don't know if he's still out there. Will Shepard. Oh, Mondon Jr. still there too. Uh, yeah, Kane Madrano. Okay, yeah, all three guys. Is Jordan Hancock still on the board? Cool corners.
Let me see. Garrett Dellinger, Mac McWilliams, Kyron Lacey, Seth Hennigan, Tommy Miller.
Hold
Don't look
on,
like
wait a minute. Wait, hold on a second.
Nick
Oh,
Martin.
yeah, Nick Martin by far. I can't believe he's still. Yeah, pick is in. Nick Martin. We'll take a cornerback. We invite some to the camp. Non undrafted free agents.
All
Oh,
right,
you can still take one.
we back on the board. Let me see. Luke Lachey, tight end Iowa.
Bo
Bo
Collins. Yep,
Collins,
I like Bo Collins.
Trayshawn
Um,
Holden, Oregon. I don't mind that at all. Rondé Gaston, the second. Kelly Arnold. Hmm.
is this Mister Irrelevant? No, he got about.
No, we had 244. We got how many picks we got left? I think that's
That's
it.
it.
Yeah.
Just the last one for us.
See Kelly Arnold, USC.
Will Shepard.
Mm,
Wow.
That's a good one
Yeah,
right
I
there.
yeah.
can't believe Smeel Mondon might not even get drafted, huh? He's still out there. He intriguing player. Kane Madrano, I was tempted, but I like Nick Martin over him. And get that got good right there. Garrett Dellinger. I
Yeah.
like him. Ethan Dunn, Kyron Lacey. He's not
Take two wide receivers with off the field issues, huh?
yeah.
It
Oh, I ain't hear about him.
was a manslaughter.
Oh
It's supposed to
yeah.
be a hit and
Yeah.
run. Yeah.
Yeah. He got some
Oh yeah.
problems, man.
Seth Hennigan. I'm just going and going.
Yeah. Time's up, bro.
Man, you can't do me like that now. Shiloh Sanders.
Not on not on your own show, no.
Terrible.
Right.
Nazir Stackhouse.
Yeah,
Donovan
Donovan
Edwards. That's your
Edwards.
boy right
Yeah.
there, boy.
Donovan Edwards.
Julian Fleming. That's crazy. Julian Fleming. Moose Muhammad, the bloodline.
Is that his son?
Yep. Yeah, that's
Musim
Moose
Muhammad?
Muhammad's son. Yep.
Yeah. What about KJ Jefferson?
DJ Uyunglele.
Yeah, younger
I'm
lady.
I'm going
Oh, go
I'm going
ahead.
a little too deep though with these players though. I don't want to go that far. All right, so
Walt
Draft the
want to take a
quarterback.
quarterback.
Yeah,
no,
go ahead. Come on, let's
not
make a
really.
quarterback.
I'm just I'm just intrigued by what's the I don't want to call it garbage because it ain't garbage of what's left, but with the players that's left. All right, so if I look at what we did take, we took a defensive tackle. Our first two picks provide edge rush help. We got a wide receiver, we got guard help, we got another defensive tackle, we got a linebacker. So I think we did enough to help the defense, added to what we already have coming back from injury. So I'm gonna go wide receiver. Actually, I want to see what tight ends are left. Luke Latch take another Iowa tight end.
Iowa tight end. Ganson.
Somebody took Brew McCoy. What is it? Yeah, Brew McCoy, I think, still on the board too.
Yeah, he
So
receiver from
yeah,
Texas.
I'm
No,
from yeah,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yep.
Tennessee. Yeah.
Will Shepard. I'm gonna take the 6'3" guy that can play on the outside, catches everything, and runs pretty well. I think both teams got some damn good drafts, though. Then they ain't like the Josiah Stewart pick.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
so what did we get, man? Our draft got a B minus. They
Yeah.
gave us an F for Miles Frazier. We did take Frazier pretty early though.
Too early. Yeah, but I wanted to get one of them offensive linemen, man. Look, we didn't get
Yeah.
none. We didn't get none of the premier guys, man. You know?
No, we I think what we did though, we helped out the interior pass rush with Darius Alexander. We helped out the edge rush in the 3-4 with Josiah Stewart. We got plenty of protection already in place for him. Isaiah Bond, they talked about at the combine. What's the name? Brad Holmes. They did discuss at the combine that he wanted to get faster on offense. Isaiah Bond provides that. Miles Frazier, tackle versatility, guard versatility, really good player. Can't always base everything upon what PFF and these other publications have these guys ranked as. Even Ty Robinson. Now this dude does have a motor of straightforward north and south, but big time power rusher, very disruptive. He's kind of like the perfect complement interior pass rush wise to what Darius Alexander is. He's the power, Darius is the finesse. And I think you pair that with what we got, and we should be good moving forward. I like Nick Martin too, because you can
Mhm.
add Nick Martin either to the wheel, because Nick
Mhm.
Martin proved he can run. That's for damn
Yeah.
sure. You can play Nick Martin at the wheel linebacker position.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Will Shepard, like I said, a 6'3" wide receiver, possession guy. A little bit more, younger and more athletic than what uh Tim Patrick is. So overall, I actually like this draft, man. I think we
Mhm.
hit on a lot of stuff. And we go to the Raiders. The Raiders, the ones, man. Now, this is I think is
Yeah,
big for y'all, man,
they
because
up, cleaned up,
this is
man.
like a
Yeah.
rebuilding, right? A rebuilding draft for y'all. And y'all got some potential cornerstone players, especially like a guy like Jackson Dart was to pan out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Nick Scorton, really like him. Andrew Makuba. I think those two guys start day one.
That's what I was gonna say. They got
JT
starters.
will start day one, as well as I think Zay Frazier is that. I think you would really
Yep.
like him, Fidel. I think from day one, like I'm just saying, for what is already there in Las Vegas, what you guys got to work with already. Who's the other corner? I can't think of. Yeah,
Jacorian
Bennett.
Bennett.
Yep,
Yeah,
from
bad.
Maryland, right?
Yep.
Wasn't he a track star from
Maryland. Yep.
Maryland or something? Yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
No, you're thinking about.
Yeah,
Aren't you thinking about Darius Hayward Bay? I think he went to
yeah,
Maryland too, right?
They
yeah, for
love that
receiver.
speed,
Yeah,
boy.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
man.
yeah,
All right, what grade do we get?
They gave it a B. I like this,
Okay,
man.
all
Like
right.
even
yeah.
the
I
two
like.
running back thing. You need two running backs in this day and age, and a 6'2", I mean a 6', 230-pound Raheem Sanders, pairing that with Ashton Genty as the protection, pretty much being his Montgomery to his Gibbs.
Look, my favorite pick though, Jackson Dart, being there. What was it? Fourth round?
Yeah, I mean, and look at the situation you have for Dart now. He can sit for a year behind Geno Smith. And by the time he takes over, hopefully this class pans out. You got him a couple running backs. You got him
Next
yeah,
important
you
too.
got him an all pro tight end. You got the center situation actually resolved. You actually drafted better than I actually expect the Raiders to draft.
All right. Well, I appreciate it.
Being honest about it.
John Spiteku, give me a
Yeah.
call.
I like the
Get
Jimmy
me in the warm
Horn
room.
pick too.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
So with that being said, look like everybody checked. Ain't nobody in the chat, man. Yep, nobody in the chat. They just sat back and started watching. People watching though, definitely watching. Da, 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 da. Lamar checks in and says they got Pete now. They good. I agree. I agree.
Way better than we were. So
Yeah.
Some of these comments, no more stupid Raider draft
no
day.
more stupid rated. Lamar, it's because I'm over here drafting, man. That's why.
Hell yeah. All right, man. I had a great time as usual doing these mocks. Um, got nothing but love for the Raiders. Got nothing but love for Fidel. You guys don't play in the NFC. I wish
Likewise.
y'all nothing but the best of luck.
Look,
Y'all
man,
my
I
second
don't
team,
have
man.
two favorite teams. I don't have a second team, but I do root for you guys.
Oh yeah, that's
Facts.
how it is. That's
Facts.
how it is,
Yep.
man.
Facts. And
Don't let me down again this
Oh,
year.
oh,
hey, no
man.
comment. No
Man.
comment, man.
Y'all better beat my homes this year.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we should have had him once, but
Yeah.
You should have had them once.
O'Connell, fumbling snap, yeah. But that's old stuff, though.
Definitely, definitely. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, Fidel, let these
Cool.
people know how to contact you, man.
Fidel Talks NFL on Instagram and also TikTok. Inside the Pylon Podcast on Instagram as well, and Fidel Barraza on Facebook.
Facts.
Thank you very much,
Facts.
Ashanti. Anything you want to leave these people with?
Yeah, man. 2 weeks away from the draft. It's still listen, it's still technically it's still free agent time, right? So players are still getting signed every day. I do think new developments with TJ Watt is gonna be interesting now. So it seems like
Yeah.
he wants to get paid. You know what I mean? So developing I'm just gonna say this. I think the draft always is entertaining, especially at the top, man. I think that some team is gonna fall in love with said player. Not it may not even be a quarterback, and may jump the gun, and all hell's gonna break loose, man. Especially if teams get paranoid, teams think that a said team is gonna get their guy and everybody starts to make knee-jerk reactions,
Yep.
man. It does. We see it every year. Every year it happens. So yeah, I just think that the draft as a whole is the start. To me, it's the start of the season. To me, I always look at it like that. I know free agency is like technically the start of the new year, but I think once you get the draft picks on your team, then you can really go forward to next season. And I think the Lions with Brad Holmes, we've already seen his ability to be able to find guys. So man, I just hope, I just want this. I'm just gonna end it with this. I'm just gonna say, not to draft with not to draft with our heart. We got to be smart. You know what I'm saying? You want to be smart when you draft, and you got to be able to foresee it and picture it in your mind. And only thing I look at is when we played against Washington, some things stood out that me and you talked about it, Walt, earlier today, that we didn't measure up, man. You know what I'm saying? And I think a little bit of it is the
We
lack of
had depth, but the talent wasn't there with
the
the depth.
talent was the depth is there. We got a bunch of try hard guys, man. We do, but man, I mean, I'm looking for the next guy that we could put out there and say, damn it, we belong on this field too. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the key thing. So um yeah, that's all I got. You know what I'm saying tonight, man. Thanks, Fidel. You're a part of this. You're a part of this show, bro. You
I
Spirit of
appreciate it, man.
Detroit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all a mainstay. So just love to
Definitely.
chop it up, talk football with you guys. Me and Walt
Likewise, man.
been kind of out of it the last week or two, for no particular reason. It's just you guys are superstars. So, I know y'all talking and interviewing players and coaches, and I'm always here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm always here to just provide, I love picking you guys' brain and the professionalism, you guys take it serious. So it's not like something we doing to be goofy and just, what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
it's needed. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man. And also, shameless plug, Angela Gross, defensive back from Michigan State. We just talked to him last week. Interview is available now on YouTube. Please like and subscribe.
Facts. Facts.
Absolutely. So, like you
Facts.
said, we are officially today, Thursday, officially 14 days away, 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. And of course, we will be back in 2 weeks to do our final draft, our final mock draft. Of course, we can be back routinely before the NFL draft, but we will be doing our final 3.0 NFL draft mock draft probably the night before the NFL draft, that
Hmm.
Wednesday, sometime that week for that matter. But
And then we do a
one,
live stream, right? Well, when we don't we usually do a live stream first round, the first night of the draft.
mhm.
We can go live. You know what I'm saying, and talk about the picks. Especially when we get to 28, if we stay at 28, or we might move up. You never know. So
Yeah, plus it's always, even though I understand every fan base, this is like Christmas for us. We all believe the draft is about, just strictly our team, but it's a 3-day event, man. And for draft heads like us, we watch past the first round. We watch the second round, and the real weirdos watch the day 3
The day
all
three,
day.
that honestly, hey man, that's where
That's what
it's
the team is
teams
built.
make improvements.
hmm
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
So,
Yep.
all right, man. Want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Raiders fans, Lions fans, like and subscribe. Till next time, one pride.